Blitz.com.
Rehearsals and stunt training and working out and script work, so
came maybe more with the style of songs, you know. I come from a background of more kind of gospel and soul songs, so I haven't had much what's the word, classical training. So it was tough, you know. It was I had to use my instrument in a different way. But the dancing, I loved. I was such a wannabe dancer on set. I was like hanging out with the dancers like, hi.
The character Aladdin, he learns to accept himself and accept his background. So what do you think, like at the time you got this role, did you think that the character would inspire so many young people with that message?
You know, it inspired me when I was younger, and I watched it growing up, so that's definitely one thing that I hoped we'd keep true in this version, and with really early conversations with Guy, I knew that we would. So it was definitely something that we wanted to hit home, and I hope it does. I hope little kids watch this and learn that they're good enough to do whatever they want to do in life.
The character Jasmine that you've played, she's a huge role model for young girls like across the world. So how does it feel sort of empowering young girls across the world with Jasmine?
I feel like just so blessed that I'm the person that gets to be at the front of that, you know? I think Princess Jasmine is iconic, you know, with or without me. I just think that I had the opportunity to humanize her and kind of translate that into a live action that actually it feels fresh and modern for a 2019 audience. Literally every day on set, I would think, okay, and what am I putting out there? And that's the responsibility that I felt, but just...
Scene, you know, I got to improvise with Will for that, and that was a dream come true. You know, I improvised all throughout high school. I was the head of the improv team in high school, so to get to do it with someone like as amazing and talented as Will was incredible.
So what was your favorite scene out of the film?
My favorite scene to watch or to film? I mean, to film, I would say, Speechless was, for me, it was just such a powerful moment for me, and I loved every moment of it. It was so magical. It was really emotional, and I took on everyone's, you know, everything that was happening at the time. I wanted to take that with me and kind of show that in the performance if I could, and that emotion and that rawness. Also because, you know, part of it was live. I was singing part of it live, so the first Speechless was completely live, which again, that was quite special because I actually felt like I was really performing, you know, I wasn't singing to playback. And similarly with the first part of the second Speechless, I was singing live. So I think that also added a different element, which was really fun to film.
And what was it like working with the legendary Will Smith?
You know, the first time we landed in Jordan, he threw this humongous party for us out in the desert, and there was champagne on the desert and Bedouins gifting us these beautiful scarves, and that's a representation of what Will does. He tries to make the experience magical for everyone, and I think in his own right, he's like a Disney prince himself.
So I think it's like every girl's dream to be a Disney princess.
Right.
So how was it wearing the beautiful dresses?
My favourite costumes was, of course, the harem pants. Like, they're the one, that's, for me, that's all I wanted to wear. I'm not really a dress girl, so I think that those were the ones that, and I actually think that's actually probably why another reason why I loved Princess Jasmine. Because I was like, oh yeah, like, girl can move, like she's got trousers on, like that's cool. Because I'm, you know, that's kind of more, you know, relates to me and how I dress. So that was the costume that I loved. I actually really loved the purple. It was so comfortable. Oh, I could move, I could like kick. Not that I was going around kicking anyone, but like, yeah, it was, I loved the outfit.
So what was it like jumping from a series like Jack Ryan to a Disney film?
It's different. It's different. You focus on different things. Both Jack Ryan and Run This Town, which is the film I did right after Local Toronto Story, you work different parts of your brain. Those were very political and very dialogue driven. And this, like we said, you know, lots of other things, physical things that I had to train for.
Mm-hmm. And what can we expect in the future from you?
I'm doing a show called Reprisal on Hulu. The same producers of Handmaid's Tale and Fargo, and it's going to be very different from this, very, very different. So I'm excited to tell that story.
That's really great. One last question. Working with Guy Ritchie, how was that?
A dream come true. Guy, I spent a lot of time with Guy, and the more I got to know him, the more he amazes me, the more I start learning things about him. And he has an incredible way of granting his actors the freedom to bring their take to the table, but also he puts a stamp on this film, and I think everyone leaving this film will be able to tell that this was a Guy Ritchie production.